As we approach the halfway point of the 2025 British Touring Car Championship season, it's time we look ahead to Oulton Park, where we see something new and the end of an era as a legend retires from the sport. And we'll start off with the schedule. If you're in the UK, you can watch it through ITV, either online on the Saturday or on ITVX on the Sunday. I believe, is it RacerNet streams it in North America? Elsewhere, you should be able to find it on YouTube for free. On Saturday, qualifying for the Porsche Sprint Challenge is at 9:05, followed by practice for the BTCC at 9:45. At 10:40 is qualifying for the Virtue Mini Challenge, followed by qualifying for the F4 British Championship at 11:25. Then we have another free practice session for the BTCC at 12:05. At 1:40, the Porsche Sprint Challenge Great Britain first race. At 2:20, the first of the Mini Challenge races. Qualifying for the BTCC takes place at 3 p.m. Then at 4:15 we have the first race of the F4, and then at 4:50 the second race for Porsche Sprint Challenge GB. On Sunday, the first BTCC race is actually pretty late by other standards, 12:20. And 1:05 we have the third race for the F4s, followed by Porsche Sprint Challenge at 1:45. There's no lunch break this time out, as the next BTCC race follows not long afterwards at 2:40. 3:25 we have the final Mini Challenge race, and then the final F4 race of the weekend at 4:05, and then at 5:05 race 3 for the British Touring Car Championship. As for the forecast, the area around Little Budworth in Cheshire actually will feature some heat and some thunder, lightning and rainfall over the course of the weekend. We are having a bit of a heat wave here in the UK, with highs predicted of up to 33 degrees, which for mid-June is actually nearing an all-time record. In terms of what we're to expect over the BTCC weekend, a high of 27, I believe, for Saturday. The highest precipitation is at 28%, that's at 3 p.m, so around the time of quali. It is expected to have some rain showers there, with some thunderstorms expected overnight. On the Sunday, and the precipitation picks up to 19% at 11 o'clock and climbs as high as 42% at 2 o'clock, drops down to 35-ish% after that, then back up to 68% at 5 and 70% at 6 and 7. So it is quite likely that we'll see tyre strategy playing a big role, not just because you have the soft and hard compounds available at Little Budworth, but also because of the fact that around Oulton Park this weekend, there could be a bit of rain. Now, I did mention at the start of this, it's the start of something new, and that is because a TCR UK driver, Finn Leslie, the teenager, will be making his debut with Speedworks Motorsport, replacing Ronan Pearson this weekend, as Pearson has faced unexpected commercial challenges, I believe is the reason it's given. Yeah, Leslie's been driving an i30N TCR this season, and somebody that I've come across on Instagram because of his TCR UK exploits. But yeah, he'll be making his debut at Oulton Park, and yeah, the first time he'll get behind the wheel of the car will be tomorrow at practice. So don't expect it to be setting the world on fire. TCRs, yes, they're front wheel drive, yes, the power is not particularly dissimilar to the BTCC, but the way in which the cars are developed is different. The way in which the cars are maintained is different, and of course you've got the push-pass boost system in the BTCC that you don't have in TCRs. But it will be the end of an era as well in sports and in journalism this weekend. Steve Ryder, a legendary journalist in his own right, from BBC Grandstand to presenting for ITV over the past 20 years, will be retiring from his role at the end of this weekend's BTCC action. Ryder said that the decision was following an operation after a prostate cancer diagnosis a couple of years ago. And yeah, Steve Ryder is one of those figures who I think it is quite fair to compare to the likes of the late great Murray Walker. Steve Ryder has been on screen for so many iconic sporting moments and so many significant sporting moments of the past 50 years. Heck, I'm looking over to my shelf right now and I see a Group B rallying DVD, which is a digital version of an old VHS, which he provided a voiceover for. It would be a shame to see him retire, but at the same time, he's choosing to do that of his own accord, and that takes a lot of bravery as well. So yeah, as you're watching this, especially if you're somebody who'll be watching internationally, you might not be aware of how significant Steve Ryder is, but for many people, especially people who would have grown up with the BTCC in the noughties, he has defined not only motorsport through the BTCC and also his involvement in F1, but also wider sport, including football. I'm going to wrap up this video by talking about 2024 and also any kind of data we might be able to extrapolate for 2025. 2024's race saw Tom Ingram in race 1, Josh Cook race 2 and Jake Hill race 3. So 3 different cars, 3 different driving styles for 3 different drivers. Elsewhere, the fastest lap in race 1 to Dan Camish and race 3 to Ash Sutton. Unsurprisingly, the winning independents in that were the Vauxhalls, and the winner of the Jack Sears Trophy for all 3 was Mikey Doble. Other performances that stood out included the fact that Ingram and Hill were on the podium in race 2. Race 1, Dan Camish was 3rd. Race 3, Aaron Taylor-Smith got a podium for Vauxhall, whilst Mikey Doble got 2nd place and led a lap. Ash Sutton had a torrid weekend when it came to races 2 and 3, though like I said, he did pick up the fastest lap in race 3. And, well, you could probably expect him to be competitive this time around. That said, when you look at the run that we had, we've already had a couple of repeat winners this season. Ash Sutton won the first 2 races, and then we went something like, 9 races with 9 different winners until Tom Ingram, no, it was Dan Robotham even, wasn't it? Won race 3. Tom Ingram hadn't won a race until race 1. So it could, in theory, be anyone's game. We might even see a 10th different winner. I think that was one of my pre-season predictions, so it'd be funny if that happens at the halfway point of the season. Anyways, folks, those are my thoughts and those are my feelings. Thank you for watching and thank you for joining. I hope to see you around soon. I'm hoping to get a review out for this early next week. Till next time, it's bye-bye for now.